in October, the 49ers lost a shootout in their first matchup against the Cardinals. Can Arizona finish the sweep? The answer comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun at State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. So here are the 49ers now with a long field ahead. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Remember, these two teams met in Glendale earlier in the season with the Cards coming out on top. So a win here in Arizona would give them the season sweep. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 55 yards.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays, back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10, right at the 40. On first down, it's Mitchell, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your feet.
Now, a loose football. The ball comes out. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 17-yard line. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Proctor. Pressure, and he'll go down. Saints back at the 31. Jordan Brooks. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And his kick is good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, you only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Officially nothing on that one, no gain. So they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding him to no gain.
And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Good footwork at the 30. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Penalty declined.
And to give this time to the tailback. Nice move, but got him nowhere. Still backed up. Tackled by Isaiah Simmons.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left in no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in. Right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Murray now on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visiting Cardinals who came away with the victory. So now they've got a chance here to sweep the season series if they can get the victory in Glendale. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you. and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now Murray. Runs over it. It's caught. Smith. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Murray staying put for now. They'll go for it on 4th down.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great effort there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. Drew able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Well, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now, to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. They'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack.
Isaiah Simmons gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And they'll get him down here at the 23. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Take it at the 37, and he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over.
The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play. So that challenge, a successful one.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Murray. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air. 35 yards. Play fake. Murray. Flush to his right. And Murray with a smart move there at the end of the play. Picks up the first down and then slides to the ground. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football at State Farm Stadium. And for the call, let's head back out to Glendale and hand it over to Brandon Guy.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Driving at the line, the Cardinal offense. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Murray. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Cardinals come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? He's had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 36.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback, because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing left side, it's complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 20-yard line.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. They overloaded that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
45 yards on the ground for him so far. To throw on third down. Proctor completes it to Samuel. And the Niners are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up first and goal.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Mitchell, and the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. Looking to throw. Proctor. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. Fourth down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this one is right through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense, and they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You take in charge. Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there. And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
He sets to fire deep. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he's brought down. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Harris will take this one in. It's a Cardinal touchdown.
Oh, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, Paul, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively, because to me, it looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4 fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Off-play action. Proctor. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice game. A big play that time on the catch and run.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Back to throw. Proctor.
They'll find Ayuk open right side.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, Proctor. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions. Have a look at it, 3rd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for 1 here and save the possible 2-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
Extra point splits the uprights as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And the Cardinals hands team able to secure the football. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
The football going back over to Arizona now.
And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll run again with Harris. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Harris, and this time he is in. Damian Harris, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Cardinals are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. Crew able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Touchdown. Here's Koo to kick off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So now the Niners down by 15. And time, a huge factor. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Forced out to his left. And oh, he coughed it up. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And he's got room. And they will finally put him over the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They hand this off to Harris, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try and run with Harris. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Damian Harris, touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. On 1st down. And he's taken down.
back at his own 7. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To throw on second down, Proctor.
He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the defense will spread the field, a dime package here on 3rd and 12. Looking to throw. Proctor, now a desperation throw, deep downfield.
Well, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Now a first down carry for Harris. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
2nd and 4.
Back to throw it, Murray. The quick slant caught. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity.
And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. But a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another